Today we'll be conducting a brand audit on Uniqlo, a clothing company that has masterfully integrated itself into a highly saturated clothing market. It has done so by adopting various positioning strategies, some of which have actually failed. However, it is Uniqlo's unique ability to adapt and overcome these obstacles that has been the main reason for its rise to success over the years. Firstly, we'll start with some background info. Uniqlo is a clothing apparel company which was originally founded in Yamaguchi, Japan in 1949 as a textiles company, and now it is a global brand with over 1,000 stores worldwide. The Uniqlo name originated in 1984 when a clothing company named Agori Shoji opened a shop in Hiroshima, Japan called Unique Clothing Warehouse. It was decided that the brand would be registered under the contraction Uniqlo from the unique clothing part of the name. But in 1988, the staff in charge of registering the name misread the C as a Q and it stuck. The name of the store was changed to Uniqlo, and 10 years from the date of its first opening, there were over 100 of the popular casual clothing shops in Japan. Its first proper positioning strategy was really showcased in the late 1990s when Japan was going through a bad recession. Uniqlo adopted a specialty store of private label apparel strategy, SPA, in regards to their clothing, which allowed them to design, produce, and distribute their product exclusively. And by outsourcing their manufacturing to foreign countries, like many other clothing labels, they were able to keep costs low. The combination of quality but low-cost apparel proved to be a hit with consumers who were at the time fighting to keep every penny. Its first venture into the global market did not go well, and in 2002 and 2003, profits took a hit. This forced the business to rethink their strategy. They teamed up with Japanese fashion magazines, celebrities, and new designers to breathe new life into the brand. The strategies were successful even at the London store, and in 2005, Uniqlo established branches in Hong Kong, South Korea, and the United States. Uniqlo now operates in 16 countries worldwide. In 2009, the company ambitiously vowed to become the largest SPA store in the world, with profits of $61 billion per annum by 2020. With all the successes the company has had so far, it will be interesting to see just how close they come to this lofty goal, which would entail a continuous growth rate of 20% for the next 4 years. Uniqlo battles for market share against its two biggest and main competitors, Zara and H&M. Zara and H&M are international clothing retailers with over 2,000 stores each worldwide. The competitive companies target similar markets but employ different strategies in their business models to manage the distribution of product lines. The three clothing distributors have differing approaches to their ownership of materials, sourcing of manufacturing, and the treatment of auxiliary brands. The Uniqlo logo has gone through a single notable update so far. In comparison with its predecessor, the new emblem looks brighter and establishes a clearer connection with Japan. The earliest design of the logo in 1984 featured the original name of the brand, Unique Clothing Warehouse, in a dark brownish shade of red, which appears similar to the red from the following version. The background was white or of a very light shade grey. If we jump forward 22 years, the current Uniqlo logo was created in 2006 by Uniqlo's lead designer, Kawashi Sato. The design emphasized the link to Japan using three approaches. Firstly, the palette using red and white colors established a link with the Japanese flag. Also, they added a logo featuring katakana, one of 4 Japanese character sets. Katakana is typically used for foreign words that have become part of the Japanese language, for instance, the names of brands. In addition to the 2 ways mentioned above, the company made the new logo look even more like a Japanese ink seal, which also reinforced the link with Japan. Uniqlo's brand association is characterized by simplicity. Its message encapsulates a clear vision. Uniqlo is a modern Japanese company that inspires the world to dress casual. The corporate strategy that has worked for Uniqlo so far is to totally ignore fashion instead of chasing fast fashion trends like its other competitors. This design-driven clothing brand offers unique functional performance owing to in-house fabric and design innovation. The company distinguishes itself from its price-driven competitors by branding its signature innovations with names like Heat Tech, Lifewear, and Airism. Uniqlo provides a superlative physical shopping experience by impeccably managing its stores, inculcating a positive employee culture, and through in-store technology like video tutorials that describe product attributes. Uniqlo primarily targets people who are attempting to find trendy clothes which are casual and laid back, which includes a huge proportion of the population. Uniqlo clothing is not only limited to the wealthy, but its cheap and affordable pricing strategy ensures accessibility to the entire market. The brand philosophy, Made for All, positions its clothing to transcend age, gender, ethnicity, and all other ways to define people. Contrary to its name, Uniqlo, its clothes are simple, essential yet universal, enabling the wearers to blend them with their individualistic style. Now that we have looked at the facts, let's dive into the opinions of consumers on Uniqlo and its two main competitors. In order to analyse consumer perceptions, a survey of 17 consumers was conducted, and the results were analysed. There were various trends that actually emerged from these results, and we'll briefly go over them now. In terms of brand performance, by looking at the graph, it is quite apparent that H&M and Zara have relatively consistent consumer views in relation to availability, variety, service, promptness, and appearance, whereas Uniqlo fluctuates a bit more. A key takeaway here is that Uniqlo is favoured when it comes to value for money, variety, service, and appearance, which aligns closely with its overall strategy and business model. However, overall, the consumer believes that these particular attributes may deduct from the quality of the Uniqlo product, despite their effort to produce clothing apparel to the highest standard. As we flick the slide, we'll look at the brand judgment, which is opinions and evaluations of the brand by piecing together its performance and imagery associations. By analysing the survey results, brand judgment has very little variance between brands. However, there is one standout figure. When asked whether the brand was worth every penny, consumers responded significantly in Uniqlo's favour, which again complements their business strategy to produce affordable clothing for all. Next, we'll look at brand resonance, which measures how well a consumer connects with the brand. Again, there is little variance between the brands. However, Uniqlo is slightly favoured when asked whether they follow news and events related to the brand. This could be due to celebrity endorsers such as Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and Kei Nishikori, who often promote and attend the Uniqlo events. Similarly, in regards to brand imagery, consumers expressed relatively similar opinions on each brand for a few. Consumers were more likely to admire the people who use products by Uniqlo and H&M. This could be also due to the celebrities that endorse the products, such as Gigi Hadid for H&M and Roger Federer for Uniqlo. One other result that stood out was that consumers believed Zara's products were far more sophisticated than those of H&M and Uniqlo, which may place them at quite an advantage over fellow competitors. So on the whole, it is apparent that these three competing brands are actually quite similar. However, there are several disparities that alter the consumer perceptions. Thank you.